I'm going to share with you in 8 minutes what took me over 25 years in business to learn to save you from the blood, sweat, tears, mistakes, and money so you don't make the same mistakes, but you can implement these 5 things to help you be successful and grow your business. Now, before I go too far down the path, I have something called the 23 Secret Weapons Assessment. This assessment will help you know where you're at in business and the next secret weapon to deploy, because success is sequential. It's doing the right things in the right order. And we've been able to help thousands of entrepreneurs on their path of success by understanding which secret weapon to deploy. So I'll have the link in the notes below. Go ahead and fill that out and you'll get your score and you'll know exactly where you're at and what secret weapon to deploy. Okay, so now let's jump in. Let me give you key point number 1, and that is relationships over transactions. This one is a game changer because here's what I know in business. Businesses thrive on relationships, not just transactions, right? Now, it doesn't mean we don't ask for the business. It doesn't mean we don't need transactions. It just means we don't do it at the detriment of one party or another, right? Here's the thing that I've understood, that business is the long game. If you're playing in the short run and you're only playing the short game, you will lose long term. So it's about building relationships, about doing what's best for the customer. This one key thing has helped me grow and scale multiple businesses and multiple companies. The other key element to this, which is really like the second point, and that is that you're only one relationship away from changing your future, right? Every major leap, quantum leap in my business, every big ceiling that I broke through, I experienced because of the power of a relationship, the power of a connection. In fact, one of those connections was, which I would say is the third point in relationships, which is hire a coach or mentor. See, this relationship, this coach or mentor that I've had multiple over the 25 years, probably 4 or 5 really key mentors and coaches. These individuals have helped me beyond anything I could read in a book, anything I could take in a course. They have helped me grow exponentially, both personally and professionally. And so one of the things I always say is invest in relationships. That means you buy your way into these relationships. You earn your way into it by investing your time and resources. And so when you invest in these relationships, these key relationships, and you do what these individuals say and how they help you as mentors and coaches, then watch your business transform. All right, key point number 2 is that speed is a separator, and it's all about constant improvement. Right? Constant improvement beats delayed perfection every time. And so I watch so many business owners who they wait for everything to be perfect, right? I love what Seth Godin said. He said, just ship it, right? Just ship the product, get it out, let the marketplace give you feedback, let it tell you what needs to improve. And so speed beats perfection every single time. And the fastest path to success isn't just about getting it right. Right? It's about moving forward quickly, learning, adjusting, and growing. And imperfect action beats the perfect inaction every day. And so what I want you to look at as a business owner is, how do I just take action? How do I get into activity? How do I move the thing forward? I love what Dr. Benjamin Hardy talks about, where he says, it's the impossible goal with the impossible timeline. And I just think that speed is one of the greatest separators that has helped me in business. Sometimes I have launched something, made all the mistakes, and relaunched it by noon before someone's even taken action. I'm not afraid to make that mistake. I'm not afraid for it to, quote, fail, because I don't really look at it that way. I look at it as a lesson and an opportunity for growth. So if you can just get into speed, into action, speed will be that great separator for you. All right, key point number 3, and that is the framework of success in business. My success, and quite frankly, the success of thousands of entrepreneurs I've coached and helped grow and scale their business, has revolved around my 5+1 framework. This framework I wrote in my book, 5+1, The Entrepreneur's Formula for Success. There are 5 business disciplines and 1 master skill. And so let me share those with you. The first business discipline is thinking, right? It's the way you think. It's the way you look at the business. It's the vision. It's the mission. It's the core values. It's the goal setting, right? Your mindset around what it takes to grow and scale the business. If you don't have the mindset right, it doesn't matter the actions that you'll take, because you will self-sabotage, you will make poor decisions. One of the lessons I've learned as I've coached thousands of entrepreneurs is I so quickly want to get to the tactical things of business, right? The tactics and the steps that they need to take, because I know that's going to help them. What I've come to learn and come to understand is that if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the clarity in your path, because clarity is your permission slip to go fast. If you don't have the clarity in your path, if you don't have the belief, if you don't have the ability to knock out those limiting beliefs to a certain extent, it doesn't matter the steps we take. It doesn't matter the tactics that we use. You will limit yourself in your ability to grow, okay? Discipline number 2 is the targeting discipline, right? So first is thinking, then it's the targeting, where we're looking, who are we looking for? Who's our ideal customer? Who's our ideal connector? What's our value proposition? What's the offer we make to the marketplace? What's our database? How do we communicate with them? It's all those things around the marketing of our business. When we have the thinking discipline clearly identified, then we go to our target, who are we going after? And once we have that, it helps us dominate our marketplace. The next one is tracking, right? Because what gets measured gets improved. And when we measure these key metrics, when we look at the 7 key numbers of business, which I talk about in our coaching program and in my book, 5+1, the 7 key numbers, when we can manage just that and we can measure that, we can see trends, we can see conversion rates. The interesting thing for an entrepreneur is most of us just really despise the idea of tracking in our business. We don't want to take the time to do it. But this key discipline inside of the 5 disciplines is what really helps that quantum leap in your business. The 4th discipline is timing. Success is about recognizing and seizing opportunities. It's about being timely. It's about responding in a timely manner. It's about managing your time. It's about looking at what the priorities are and how to say no to certain opportunities so you can raise your floor. And that's why the 4th discipline is time. The 5th discipline is team building. Right? No successful entrepreneur does it alone. It's all about leverage and building a team wisely. And that's why the team building is the 5th discipline, because when you've got thinking and targeting and tracking and timing all in place, now it's time to leverage your time and your resources and your money by building a team and getting those key significant relationships around you to help leverage your skill sets and take your business to the next level. And then lastly, the master skill. The master skill is connecting through building networks, right? Building a community. Those who can build a massive community, those who can not just build, funnels, and marketing is very linear, but a network is like a flywheel that continues to build and grow and keep momentum. So the master skill is being able to connect with others through communication, through connection, and build a community. All right, so that was key point number 3. Let's go to key point number 4, and that is cash flow is king. Cash flow is the oxygen. It is the ability for you to continue to be in business. Most businesses fail because they have not created enough cash flow. And so one of the things I just said in a recent conference is I made this statement from stage. What I said was that you can never make up in volume what you lack in margin. Now, maybe big, massive companies like Amazon can do that and others, Netflix and so forth. But even if you look at some of them, they've had to raise prices over the years because they realize at a certain point, even in volume, they've got to have margin. And most businesses fail because they don't have enough margin. This is something that we'll talk about in our 23 secret weapons assessment. We'll look at your margin in your business. So again, you can click the link to get your assessment. But what I really want you to take away from this is look at your margin. Generally speaking, and this is general across all businesses, but your margin is your income minus your cost of goods sold, and that's the margin, right? And then you have your fixed expenses. But what are you operating on? And I see so many businesses who have a cost of goods at 50 or 60%, meaning they're only operating on 50 or 40%. That is way too high cost of goods. You either have to raise your price or you've got to look at those cost of goods and how you can get the cost down on those. Most businesses should have a cost of goods of 30, probably 40% maximum. Once you get above that, it's really hard to stay profitable in any kind of business. Key point number 5, and quite honestly, probably should have been first, but it is so important, and that is that your personal growth, your professional business can never outpace your personal growth. And so your personal growth dictates everything long-term. I've always said that sometimes our level of success will take us to a spot that our personal growth cannot sustain us. That's why I wrote the book, The Impact Effect, and that is to understand that to be a successful entrepreneur, to make an impact in the world, it takes both professional, meaning success financially in business. It takes all of those things that we just talked about, plus personal development, right? I've seen so many business owners who focused so much in one quadrant of making the money, having the business rock, but they're really like a jerk of a person. They just can't lead anybody. They have no professional or personal development skills. And so what happens is they always drop to that level of their personal development. And so as you're on this journey as an entrepreneur, if you're not focusing on both professional and personal growth, then at some level you will always drop to that level of your personal growth. And personal development isn't optional. It's mandatory. It's required. And so constantly invest in yourself. Read, learn, grow, and always stay curious, right? The curiosity is what will help you. And so your personal growth will directly impact your business. So there it is, 25 years of hard-earned wisdom, blood, sweat, tears in about 8 minutes. And so if you're truly ready to elevate your business and say, look, I want to compress time. I don't want to take 25 years to implement and learn all these things. Then what I'd highly encourage you to do is to reach out to us directly and have our team. You can text us at the number here, and our team will respond and help you through the 23 secret weapons assessment, or see if we can schedule a strategy call with you to help you take your business to the next level. Look, our goal and our mission in life is to help you as an entrepreneur build a business that's worth owning so that it can fund a life worth living.